How are you? And it is the 26th Sunday of Ordinary Time. Time is flying. It's the beginning of October already, and we are off and running to a big start. And so the gospel today really again focuses us in on faith. Something that sort of is elusive sometimes to all of us, because aren't we always asking that if only I had a little more faith, I'd be able to do something? Well, that's the same thing in the gospel this weekend. The disciples are asking Jesus, give us faith. Jesus says, listen, if you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you'd be able to say to this tree over here, get uprooted and go and plant yourself someplace else. When we look at this mustard seed, we say, my goodness, there's nothing to a mustard seed. And yet, if you plant that mustard seed, what it grows into is enormous compared to the size of the seed. My friends, when we talk about growing in faith, really what we're talking about is growing in faithfulness. It's being steadfast to our prayers, to our acts of charity, to the things that we constantly are working on in our own lives to make us better people. When we are able to do that, Christ always rewards us. You know, I heard many times when I went on retreats, especially when I was in the seminary, that, you know, God will always not only match your generosity for spending time with Him, but will exceed it. And that's really what Jesus is telling people today, is that just a little bit of faith can change many things in people's lives and even in the world. And so I invite you to really think about that in your own life. You know, so many times the things that we do each and every day seem mundane, they seem boring, they seem like, oh my gosh, I don't want to even, get involved in it. And you say, what good is this doing? But then we realize that the more faithful we are to God, the more that we put ourselves at service to God's Word, to bring that Word to other people, to evangelizing by our actions in little ordinary ways, we can become profound. And God works through that. As limited as we are, as sinful as we can be at times, I am telling you, I am always amazed and humbled at how God chooses to use me. So many times, even when I'm doing a homily, whether it's at a funeral or even on a Sunday, somebody will come to me and say, I needed to hear that today. And my reaction is, well, what did I say? Because I don't know that I said anything that special. But again, it's not about me. It's about allowing the Spirit to work through me. And that's when I realize that God's the one that is in control. And I have to keep learning over and over and over and over and over again to turn it over to Him. I want to fight Him. I want to keep it for myself. But I realize that if I am going to allow my faith to increase, I need to constantly be faithful to that, submitting to the will of God in my life. It's not something that I always like, it's not something that I always enjoy, but let me tell you, the end product is always amazing. My friends, come and join me here at this incredible Christian community of Church of the Nativity in Midland Park, New Jersey, a stewardship parish. We have so many things that are going on this month. This weekend alone, we have our singles social, we have our animal blessing of the animals this afternoon, Sunday afternoon at 1:30. We have Following Christ that's coming up. We have our big fall fundraiser. It's called the Fall Night Out with our art auction here in the gym. You've gotten stuff in the mail about that. We really would love you to be part of that and help us out with the raffle tickets that we sent to you. And also we have, in the beginning of November, 1st and 2nd of November, we have our Women's Cornerstone Weekend. We also already have many women that are signed up for it, but we need you. We need some of those women out there that are on the fence, or maybe even haven't been thinking about it. Consider this your invitation to be with us for 26 hours and allow the Lord to speak to you. God bless you.